Good morning. Today I'm talking with Vasilius Stremek from Hailun Pianos. For those of you who don't know Hailun, he is the man who can tell us all about this company. I traveled with Vasilius to China to visit the Hailun factory in 2015. Had a fabulous time. That's a few years ago now. Vasilius, why don't you tell us about Hailun? Tell us what the company is about, where you're aiming, and yeah, that would be great to hear from you.
Well, Hailun is one of the three largest piano makers in the world. But it's privately owned out of a little town called Ningbo in west of Shanghai, and has established a record as a piano company that really focuses on quality and on musicality in their instruments. It is privately held. The piano brand Hailun is named after its founder and owner, Hailun. Mr. Hailun is the owner. But really, it's a company that has been forged on the international market and in the global world, because the designs of our instruments are all American or European. So Frank Emerson, who used to be a designer for Baldwin and Steinway, worked for over 10 years developing most of our models, or having a strong hand in adapting our models. Others were engineers from Europe, from Bechstein, a former Bechstein designer, Stephen Pololo, who has a piano line on his own right, has designed the 218. So Peter Wilecki, who is an Austrian piano manufacturer, turned over his designs that were over 4 generations old to the factory as well. So the factory really, Hailun is really a product that has its own DNA, musically speaking, and has a high level of focus on musicality. So we serve people that are really looking to have a piano they can perform on musically well.
That's fabulous. Tell us about this last year. It's been a crazy year with the pandemic. But what has transpired, and what's the news for the trade show this year, the virtual one that we're having?
That's right. Well, the virtual trade show, and I appreciate you doing that, first of all, and for us being here on there. The news that we have to bring to the trade show really is related to the inside of the instrument. We are transferring part of the production process from our factory in China to the United States. Our instruments have been designed by US designers, as I mentioned before, and now they're going to be completed at 2 production centers in the United States, and bringing some of the workmanship and the value creation back to the US. We have 1 production center in Michigan, which is headed by a couple of master piano technicians and technicians that work with them there. We have a second piano production center in Arizona. So these respectively service the Western and the Eastern market in the United States. And we believe that this will certainly up the expectations that customers can have when coming to play at Hailun. So we are excited about that.
And what kind of specific things will be accomplished in these production facilities in the U.S.? What will the transformations happen with these pianos?
That is very good. Yeah. Well, so as you are aware, most and the viewers are maybe aware of it, is a large percentage of the piano's cost is and value is created at the very end of the production process of the piano. That is, piano is complete, and then it is fine-tuned, voiced. The action is tested and retested and retested, and finally calibrated in order to assure a good pianistic experience. And you will recall, we went together to the Zauter factory. Also, I worked for the Bösendorfer factory for many, many years. And at Bösendorfer, for instance, we would spend upwards of 7 days on one instrument, making sure it is finely combed through and really has that, perfect touch. And that part will now happen in the United States. So we will have technicians work here on each instrument, and our calculations are approximately 30 to 33% of the piano's sales value or cost basis, if you will be produced in the United States.
That will be fabulous because it's closer to destination in terms of the sound that people are looking for here. The technicians will actually be able to voice and fine tune those, on this side of the pond, and that's they know the expectation, they know the clientele here, so that will be a fabulous addition to Hailun. We'll have to do a feature on that. That'd be great to actually get some pictures of the production facilities here, and that'd be, I think, of great interest to actually see what will go on this side here.
Absolutely, and it goes a step further. So you will be able, as a customer, Glenn, to call into your dealer and express how you would like to have a piano prepped.
Oh,
if
wow.
you're willing to pre-order it. And we will, our plan is down the road, we've got to make sure, of course, this starts running smoothly and what the demand is, but down the road, a customer might even call the master piano technician who supervises one of the two production centers with a specific, information to support what they acoustically want. So we really will offer a customized, high-end pianistic experience in terms of purchasing and in terms of getting what you want. So I think nobody else does that in the United States. Not even the U.S. production companies, Steinway and Mason Hamlin, offer that level of or have that level of interaction on a regular basis. We hope to achieve that.
What a lot of piano players don't realize is how much, pardon me, can be accomplished with voicing. If someone says, I really would like a mellow tone, voicing can turn a piano upside down in the hands of a good technician.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that would be great if you actually have a client who comes in and says, I'm looking for a piano, but I'm looking for this kind of voice.
Yeah.
That actually makes this feasible in the United States. And it also is creating jobs. There's a very good feel good all the way around with that. So that the customization will be fabulous, and job creation, and that'll be, as you say, upping the ante for competition, because it's going to be a very competitive edge that Hailun will have.
Yes, if I may just swing back to the knowledge about voicing in the market. We felt to a large degree, also in regards to our own product, that many dealers, piano dealers, have a limited ability to voice instruments. They have technicians who can tune,
right.
But voicing is really the high art of the piano, of piano care and piano service.
Yes.
And so you find that most dealers have average instruments that come from the factory, either well prepared or not, but they have little ability to tweak that. And so we believe that our model will give our dealers a real hand and an advantage, obviously, in instruments that are really peaked to perfection right on the floor.
Well, and the person that you want to be voicing your piano is the guy who's doing hundreds of them.
Right.
They're used to that skill, and that's an acquired skill. As you said, it's very different than tuning. Is listening to the voice of pianos, and hammers are quite complex. They're not simple little felt hammers. They're those mallets that strike the strings, create a variety of tones, and you can actually morph and change the tone of a piano purely just by some voicing in the hands of a skilled technician. So that would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of employment, we currently have a scheduled headcount for those production centers of about 35 folks.
Wow,
35 people. That obviously employs administrative and support activities as well. But yeah, I think we will be, in terms of production, we might be, a big concern here, a big company, a big team, I should say, that produces US side. And so we're proud of that.
That's fabulous. Basilius, thanks so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
We're going to be talking more about this, hopefully in the days to come. I'd love to do a feature on this. I think that it's very newsworthy, and I think that it's a step forward in the industry. So thanks so much.
Thank you so much for having me. All
All
the
right.
best. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.